Can you just explain briefly what you've been doing today, what the process is?
Yeah, sure. So we have, what we've done is we've used our robotic system to mark out the elements of the logo onto this pitch. Beforehand, in the old days, we used to use a stencil method. We used to do all the designs on a computer in the office and do a stencil and then come out, put the stencil down, do all the dots and then trace it. But we have got a new robotic system now which we use, which gets told its exact position where it is geographically, and it marks the logo out for us in white paint. And then we come behind that and we just, because this is such a small logo, we are just busy painting this by hand to try and demonstrate the removal process here.
So how do you control the robot?
It's controlled from a PDA, and it's been told by the Leica, 20 times a second exactly its global positioning where it is, and the Leica sends its signals all the time to tell it where it is, and then it just follows the point-to-point system to mark out the elements of the logo. On top of the robot, exactly where it sprays from, there is a prism which connects to the Leica machine, a geocom machine, which tells it exactly where it is all the time, and that beam transmits 20 times a second to give it its positioning. But what we've pre-programmed into the PDA is the logo on its true form. The beauty of having this method is that we could change dimensions, we could do different things. We can be much more flexible than we could in the past with one stencil, which was just one size. The robot starts from a fixed point and then works its way through the logo until the logo is complete. The advantages of using the robot system is in the sort of our older ways of doing things, we would have had to secure the stencil down into the grass with 6-inch mushroom pegs or 6-inch nails. And with the robot dotting it all out, there's no need now for nails, so we're not actually going into the astroturf and causing any damage. Everything is done from the top down.
And how long does it take to dry?
This paint will take about an hour to dry. In day like today, 30-35 minutes to be touch dry, an hour till it's fully cured. The beauty about this paint is in the old days we used to go to stadiums and use solvent paints, but then with the new Wembley Stadium, the Millennium Stadium, Twickenham, they've become such multi-purpose venues that we've had to find a system where we can wash logos away after a game. So years ago we just used to leave a logo to grow out, but in this country it's very difficult to grow out between November and February with no grass growth and that. So we had to find something that we could apply to the grass and then wash it away afterwards. This is a completely water-based paint that we're using here. There are no solvents or chemicals, and what we'll do is we'll paint it now. It'll dry naturally in about an hour. Tomorrow morning we'll come, it'll be dry, touch dry, and what we'll do then is add a surfactant, and that causes a reaction with the paint, and it disintegrates the paint, and then we just wash it away naturally with water afterwards. Sure. Today is 24 hours after what we finished up yesterday. When we left yesterday, we finished the logo. It took 1 hour to dry, 2 hours it was completely cured. It then rained in the evening and the logo was still as bright as when we first painted it. We got here this morning, it was dry. So what we've done is we've replicated a match day. We've painted the day before, let it dry, and come back the next day after it's been down for 24 hours. So when we got here first, the surfactant was doing such a good job of breaking the paint down, we realized we wouldn't need any pressure. So we just used a normal hose pipe with very little pressure. We were getting a really good result, but it would have taken about an hour to wash that sign off. And there's a rugby tournament starting here now, so we quickly got a bit of high pressure and it washed it away very, very quickly. We've put down more water than we would have liked, but it's draining away and there's no sign of the logo now, so it's all good. And I think the WRU and a couple of the guys from Cardiff Blues had a sleepless night last night, but as you can see, we've had a fantastic result and a job well done.